Welcome in, everyone. What's going on? Happy Wednesday, everyone. So happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy whatever day it is. I don't know the week. It's Thursday. It's PopFourceOne. What am I thinking? It's PopFourceOne. It is Thursday night, everyone. You know what it's all about tonight because it is Funko news and Funko collecting. Funko sold out. Funko what? All kinds of stuff. So we're going to talk about lots of different stuff tonight, but we do have to give a early shout out to right here. We got Jetman, a member for 31 months. Thank you for being a channel member for 31 months. And then we can't forget right before him, Magma, you're a member for 26 months. Thank you. Happy PFO. Hope everyone had a great week. And I hope everyone had a great week as well, too. Hopefully everyone is doing well tonight. Welcome in. I just want to say thank you all for stopping by and hang out with us on a Thursday night again. I know, almost 5 years of this, right? Over 5 years of this Thursday night thing coming up, right? Crazy stuff to think about. But I see David's in here. Welcome. Anna, Cross Saved. How's it going, Brian? Hopefully you're doing well. We got Velvet in the house. We got Travis in the house. We got Ace in the house. I think I saw Susan in the house. I saw, who else did I see in here? Pipsqueak, what's going on? I see all kinds of people joining in, jumping in. So hopefully everyone is having a great night. Pop Funko UK. Thanks for joining us all the way from the UK across the pond here. So welcome in. Welcome. I see Jetman, Dr. John is in the house. Of course, Magma. Thank you again for being a channel member. Jetman, thank you for being a channel member. Anyone that has become a channel member, thank you. I appreciate all the support. It means a lot, including David. David's celebrating 24 months here. Happy PFO to all the gang here. So we are hanging out, and it's been almost 5 years. Yes, coming up on 5 years long. So I've had my channel, and I think John's about the same time. Probably, I think June of 2020, we officially started our channels. So I think John and I about the same time. Vince was a little before us, actually, and we've been doing PFO since November-ish, October, November-ish. I think when it officially became PFO is probably November-ish of 2020. So 5 years of going on of Thursday nights. So I appreciate everyone hanging out with us on Thursday nights. It's pretty crazy to think about all the different stuff happening and going on. So yeah, we have a lot happening, of course, a lot to talk about coming up and hanging out. So I know Vince won't be joining us tonight, unfortunately. Vince has a family thing he's dealing with this week. So appreciate Vince, and I'll let him share if he wants to share later on. But yeah, we will miss Vince tonight. But you got to take care of family. You got to do what's right with it, and support your family there. So Vince won't be with us tonight. John should be here, but John's on John maybe time. I don't know. John must be on John time tonight. I try to do a longer intro for you guys, maybe because John would come and be on time, but that happens. Yeah, I can't believe it's been 5 years too. It's so insane to think, these Thursday nights things for 5 years. That's just like that's insane to think about, with everyone coming up on 5 years in this fall. And then we also have another member of the PFO family joining us here. We have Slapshotpops joining us. Welcome. Welcome, John.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you doing this week?
Things are good. How is everybody else doing?
I'm getting myself a new roof this weekend. So my fun.
The joys of roofing.
Life. Yes. So we kind of noticed a little bit of a leak going on, and it's been on hold, but we were like, we just gotta get it, pull the trigger.
You gotta do it. Gotta pull the trigger.
Especially before hurricane season comes for us, because then you got to worry about wind and rain, and that's when you really got to worry about stuff getting in under the the shingles if they're getting old. And I mean, our house is like 20 some years old, so
right.
It's time. But a lot of people joining us tonight. I know we got Sir Bass. Oh, welcome, Sir Bass. You just came in. Welcome in. See a bunch of people joining in and hanging out with us tonight. So it's great on a Thursday night. And we were just saying 5 years we've been doing about this YouTube thing, John, coming up. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. It's clicked by.
And then we got PFO. I said I think the anniversary of PFO would be probably like November-ish, October, November-ish, sometime.
Somewhere around there, yeah. Somewhere around there.
Thursday nights, man. That's a lot of Thursday nights we've been hanging out. That's a lot of Thursday nights.
It is. It's a lot.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah.
I like what cross saves. Yeah, that's good.
But luckily, it was time. We needed a new roof for a while, and the guy I had to quote with, I called him, and he actually kept his price. I was really worried about prices changing. He's like, things are changing, and that. He's like, I've been working with you on getting a price nailed down, and that. So let's go with it. Let's do it.
Do you have to get the whole roof replaced or just a patch?
Whole roof. I mean, it's time for the whole roof, so I needed to get it done before anything else happens. And
yeah, we hear you on that.
Yeah, it's not fun. Not a fun one to pull the trigger on that one.
They say how long it's going to take? Are they going to bang it out in like 2 days?
One day, man. They bring a crew of like 10 people. Literally, They dropped off supplies today. They were going to do it tomorrow, but I guess maybe the crew wasn't all available, so they're going to wait till Saturday. So they brought all the supplies. They put them on the roof. And I was like, I guess that's a good way no one can steal them too. They can steal shingles and stuff like that. And then they'll come out tomorrow bring a dumpster, and then Saturday he said they'll probably be done by like maybe 1 or 2 o'clock at the latest. Like,
that's great.
Come out Saturday and get it done.
Oh, what's up, Mason? How are you? I know Mason's pretty excited. We got the big reveal for the Krusty Krab this week for Lego. So a lot of people are excited about that.
Got Simpsons. Yeah. So yeah, the Krusty burger. You're thinking? Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, Krusty burger. Did I say Krusty Krab?
I'm so sorry. I was like
crossing SpongeBob and Simpsons. Yeah, Krusty burger. I'm sorry.
It's almost over there. Almost there.
Yeah. I think that I know there's a lot of people who've been begging for since Simpsons to come back with Lego.
Yeah.
I think if this sells well enough, they might make more sets. What Lego's been doing is they'll be bringing in they're like experimenting with certain themes, and that's why they bring them into the icons line, because a lot of people were asking why it's the black box, why is it not its own theme. So if it does well enough, it'll spin into its own theme, but they got to sell a lot of copies.
I mean, they had the house forever. I regret not buying the house. I don't know why I didn't. I have pretty much, I think I have all the minifigs for when they had the minifig out, but I didn't pull the trigger on the house because I think at that time I was like, where am I going to put it? Where else? I could have just kept it put away. So that's one you could look at the price on that, and I bet it's going to go up even more now they're coming out with some of the other.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially since it's a different set. It's not a remake,
Yep. Yeah. So
they did the CMF line. Now they got the Krusty Burger. They did the Simpsons house, and they did the Quickie Mart. That's what the other one was, and the Quickie Mart's pretty expensive too. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So here's the question. How did PFO start from here? How did you guys become friends?
Well, Josh and I we did a few lives together through Instagram. We had already been talking for a while. I think you were friends with Vince already. And then, I don't know, 2020 was weird because everybody was online. So I feel like we were all just virtually getting to know each other anyway.
Yeah. So. I think we all did maybe different lives at different times with each other too. I think at one time I might have done something with Vince, and I don't know if it was with someone else or what. And then I know Jim and I did some soda stuff together because we were big soda collectors early on. So it was that weird time of people trying to, I guess, just connect more and be live more. I was live, you were live once a week during that time too. We were all live at least once a week, and then we joined other people's lives, and it was a crazy time. It was definitely, but we also weren't going anywhere at that time. In the evening, you didn't really go you're not going to go out to eat or go to a hockey game or anything like that. So
yeah, I was actually we were thinking about Jim yesterday. Something came up regarding Rock and Row, and Joanne and I stopped for a moment. So I miss Jim sometimes. I kind of wish he was still making content, still in the community. I know he switched to designer toys, but I kind of wish he was still with us sometimes. But people change, they adapt, and they sometimes get tired of stuff and they just want to do different things. He jumped from a lot of different collectible communities, so his time in Funko was actually a while, but he did RC cars, he did sports cards,
jewelry.
He jumped. Some people are like that. They just like to jump around and collect different things for a little while. I've seen it countless times with Funko collectors. People will go heavy. They buy up literally everything, everything they could see, everything they could touch, and then they just wake up one day and they sell it all, and then they just jump to the next hobby, and that's just how they roll. So
I think people also, it's the thrill of the hunt, the thrill of the collecting, and then when you get a lot of the stuff, there's some things that might be really hard to obtain, but other things you're okay, and also at a certain point, where do you put? You keep getting more and more stuff too. You're I can't get more of the same stuff, so let me start over and I can start something fresh, or I can. And I've seen that people do that with their Funko collections, no, I'm going to sell it all. I need, pay for this wedding or pay for this thing. And then they slowly start grabbing some stuff they want to collect and maybe start something new. I'm just going to go after, all One Piece now instead of this other. And, or realize certain things get too big too. We've always known Marvel and Star Wars to be huge lines, but also some of those anime lines are getting huge as well too. So it becomes really hard to say I'm gonna be full completionist on One Piece or My Hero or all the some of the Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. So.
Oh, and some people get way too in the weeds with it too. I've seen people who collect a whole line and then they're oh, but I don't have all the sticker variants, so then they got to go grab the shared sticker, con sticker, a lot of things. you know, so you can really like, if you really want to be a true completionist in the Funko world, like it's hard. And that's why you just got to collect what you can, and what you don't. Yeah, Jim started his own collectible figure line, but he was kind of, for a while, like even before that, he was kind of already getting a little disheartened with some things that were going on. So, but I wish him all the best. I hope he's doing well.
And I think, you know, we've all had our collectible moments of like different things that we go after and go hard on, and then kind of back off on and decide, do we really need this or not? I think that's a big part of collecting. I think that's part of journey. You know?
Ironically, I know one of the things he was not thrilled about was the lack of transparency from Funko as a company. And I gotta say, like, I don't know how you guys are feeling with everything going on recently, but the last few weeks, Funko has really been putting out some good messages on their socials, like either good news or bad news. Like they're really communicating, or at least making an effort to communicate with the community, which I truly appreciate.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I think even if it's a screw up or something's not going right or something's not coming out, and it's not even through Funko directly, like it's a Funko product, but maybe Amazon was the host of it or someone else. And I think that happened with a big part of you know, a lot of people are getting the orders canceled for what the Art of the Clown, like the 2-pack, and they're really, that's, you know, you don't see too often. Hey, you know, that definitely is something that's going on. You know, I love to know this, and it kind of miss sodas, and I have a soda video actually coming out on Saturday. And you know, I feel like we used to do sodas weekly, almost, like for the channel. We did probably 2 years of soda Saturdays at least. So that's 100 plus soda videos, not including anything else that we did with sodas, which were a lot as well too. But you know, that's one thing I wish they kind of were a little more transparent about, is like, hey, we're taking a pause on this. Hey, it's going away. Hey,
well, I mean, so I think in that case, and from what we've heard through the rumor mill, like, you know, loose connections to Funko, is that sodas are coming back now as a company. Because I've said the same thing to myself. I'm like, how come Funko hasn't just come out and say, hey, like, we're taking a pause, we're taking down the soda tab from the website for the time being. There's an issue right now apparently with manufacturing the product overseas, and where they can manufacture it for a reasonable price, and how they're going to do that moving forward from what we hear. But I think as a company, like, it would not be in Funko's best interest just to come out and say, hey, we're taking a pause, because a pause indicates that if they're committing to a pause, that means they're committing to it coming back. And if vice versa, if they were to say like, hey, we're getting rid of sodas, we're not doing sodas anymore, we're not selling them, that would also like kind of pigeonhole them into committing to getting rid of that product. When, let's say, like Q1 next year, they drop a couple and everybody's like, whoa, you told us they weren't coming back. And then, like, you know,
watch 2 of them are in the box of fun.
Yeah. Like that could happen too. So I think they can't really commit one way or another when apparently like the product itself is in limbo. So,
you know, and I think that's a hard part, you know, like at least they are starting to do this kind of like communication, because it would have been great to know with Velma. Like Velma was one I pre-ordered. I know a lot of people pre-ordered and it went away, and it just kind of like disappeared. Like we're not sending it, canceled, and then we never heard, like, is it ever going to come out again? Is it not? Is it just a canceled product or what with the Velma soda? So it'll be interesting to see how they communicate moving forward. I think with some of these, I think they've done a really good job of also, a great example was with the One Piece ones with they're supposed to have the sticker on them, the anniversary sticker for One Piece. They're supposed to have the like animation, TV animation or some kind of sticker. I forget what exact wording on it was, but they showed it in the glam shot and none of them came with it. And they offered actually everyone $5 back for not having the sticker. So if you submitted it, you got them, you submitted a thing, they actually gave you $5 back on each of those. So it's kind of nice that, you know, they're doing stuff like that. They're, you know, they're kind of admit, when they make a mistake or something happen, they're trying to rectify it. It's not going to always be perfect. It can't be perfect for everyone. There's reasoning, and sometimes reasonings they might not be able to talk about, whether it's something with a license or something else.
Yeah, so, of course. I think actually a break is fine for right now. Like, I, of course, would love for them to come back in full force, but I think a break is okay because there's still plenty of stuff to buy. There's plenty of stuff to collect on through the aftermarket and everything. And I think the new limited piece pops that they're rolling out right now are great. And I think they're doing a good job with them. Obviously, we saw a pretty quick sellout with the anime one. What was that? Genya that dropped?
Yeah.
And we have not My Little Pony, the Strawberry Shortcake one dropping tomorrow. Yeah. That should be pretty interesting.
So yeah, I definitely, have some slides on some of the things that are coming up and going on. Let's see if I can bring those up. We can start talking about some of those.
Sam said he picked up some older spastic plastic tubes. I wonder if they could go back to something like that for a soda replacement. They could. That's a potential for sure.
I always thought, they could make a can that's made out of plastic. It would probably be cheaper for them.
Yeah.
Would they, do that kind of thing? So
I think if they're going to do it, unfortunately, the one thing they got to stick to is they got to keep it consistent with the previous product. Because then, if you're going to do it completely different,
at least the molds too. Like I think even if you can't do the can exactly or something like that, like the important thing to me is the figure itself.
True. Yeah, true.
The packaging is packaging, and I know to me the big reason I started collecting sodas was actually the design of the can as well as the figure and the limited art. So limited, I like the look of the can. I liked how you could keep the can with the figure if you're putting it away. You didn't have this loose, like that's the mystery mini, right? Like what do you do after you take it out of the box? You don't put it back in the box and keep hold of the mystery mini box and stuff like that. So all kinds of fun stuff like that. So I think the first thing I had up here is the sold out. So this one sold out pretty quickly. I was able to actually go in and use my points. I heard
it was a 4-minute sellout.
I wanted to test it. I actually already had some stuff in my cart so I could get free shipping as well.
Oh, there you go.
So I had some stuff in my cart. I went in, I clicked on my points. I was able to check out with this no issue. And I think I was able to check out with no issue because maybe once you claim your points, you kind of already have it. I don't think they're selling more than they have. Like that's what a lot of people worried about. It's like there's no guarantee of getting it.
Right.
With the point, if you do the points earlier, but I think it was a good way to test the market with some of these. I mean, you don't want to test the market with something that's super, super popular. I think like something that will like make your site crash kind of thing. But
I mean, your site crashing from demand is never a bad thing. But I get what you're saying.
Bad thing, but it's not a good way to start. Like this is the first time. Let's see how it goes. Let's see what problem it has. So this tomorrow is Strawberry Shortcake, like you said.
I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm going after this.
It's a 750.
It feels so weird to say out loud, but yeah, I'm actually going after this one.
So what is the OG worth? Like
that's actually, that's what I meant to look up earlier. Yeah, the Strawberry Shortcake Pop is very expensive. Like
I think the OG one is like, and there's more out there. There's not just one out there. So I will say this is at least a different mold. It's something a little different. They did change. I think the points are 1,500, so not too crazy. You also pay $750. Right?
I think 750 points is like hype. Like I think that's a great number for
I think it will be a really like pretty easy one to I think it'll sell out really quick. And if nothing else, hype. But I will say, I don't think the great thing about the rewards program, it's not made for like people to go in and buy 10 of them. You can only buy the one.
I just want one. We have a lot of points just sitting in our account. Number one, I don't even know if I'm going to get it because it's 750 pieces and people love Strawberry Shortcake, but I'm legit just going to try to get it for our niece because I know she would love that, especially with the little cat in the basket. So
And once you get one, that's it. That's all you could get. So once you use your points for that one, you're getting that 3. Now, some weird reason this one stays around to Monday when they actually officially drop it.
This might sell out in a minute. Like 750 pieces is nothing.
It's going to be pretty quick. It definitely will be a good one. It's a good way to kind of test their new pricing structure as well too.
Yeah.
So I think that's a nice way to do it. I think a lot of people, of course, the whole thing about using your points to do this and kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. It's not bad. It's not crazy.
What's wrong with what? What's wrong with using the points? Some people don't like using the points.
I think, or like if you don't have points to go after it and stuff like that. Like,
oh, I see. Yeah, I get that. But unfortunately, like as a business, like Funko is rewarding the people who are spending money on their website. Now, it's easier, I feel like, for us to spend a little bit more money on the website because we can buy stuff to open to make videos. So we have that extra advantage. But there's a lot of people, I mean, people clear out Funko's website whenever they have sales. I mean, look for Star Wars. They just did buy 2, get 1 free. A lot of people cleaned up some of that stuff and racked up a lot of points. So
I think one great thing about this is they doing a calendar so you know far out.
Yes.
If you want to get something. I hate when they do it like the day or 2 before.
Yeah, no, I honestly think this is a perfect system. Like you can't give people any more notice than what they're doing by this, you know. Also, huge shout out to Riley. Riley just graduated college, man. That is amazing.
And you're back home, and hopefully good luck now onto the next journey.
Welcome to the adult world.
I mean, or just go back to school. Go back.
Yeah, if you can't handle it, just go get a master's degree.
Go get another degree. To hide away for a little while.
I couldn't do it. I got offered multiple chances to go get a master's degree. I could not. I just can't do school. I just can't.
I've done 2 of them. It wasn't too bad. Like master's degree, I don't want to do a doctorate because I don't want to do a dissertation. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't want to do a dissertation.
I don't even know.
I've seen people go through that process and take a year of doing it and writing something and developing something and going through a committee and them telling them, no, we want you to do something different and change it. And nah, I don't want to.
Not to be the dumb guy on the panel, but what is a dissertation? Like, what is that?
Dissertation is what you need to do most of the time for a doctorate. There's some doctorate degrees that don't require it, but majority of them, especially PhDs, require a dissertation. Instead of, like when you're going for a different, like if you're going for a medical MD doctorate, you have to go and pretty much work in a hospital for free. Like you got to work for a dissertation. You're pretty much writing a gigantic paper on a theory that you have, and you have to do the work to prove it, research to prove it. You have to you have to go about setting all this up. Usually you're working with someone that you might work for, or it might not be. Most of the people I've worked with, at least, especially in like education, are doing something around most likely something in their field of work. Other people, of course, like someone that might be in mathematics or physics or science might be doing some other kind of work. But yeah, it's stressful. It's a lot of money. And it's like a year of doing the dissertation. It's not like something you can do like in a semester and are done. Like, and then people put it off and take too long to do it. And then they're like, you got to get this done or you won't, like, you'll have to start all over kind of thing. You can't keep going with it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I went to a very stressful military college. My senior year had class 6 days, if not 7 days a week, towards the end there for my last trimester. We were on a trimester schedule too, so we had no breaks basically. I just remember my senior year, I took I had to, didn't have a choice. I had to take 67 credits in 1 year, and I told myself, I was like, if I can just get through this and get my degree, I never want to go back to school. But then joke was on me. I've sat in half a dozen seminars and conferences, with my job.
Same thing, but you're not getting credit for it. So
yeah, exactly. So I've sat in so many classrooms. I'm done. Like I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. And I think, it's definitely one of those that once you're done, it's a really proud moment. I just don't feel like I didn't go after it too because I didn't feel like at the point in my career it was worth it.
Yeah, if it's not worth it, it's not worth it.
Like it's kind of like weirdly like I went for another master's because I wanted to learn something else, and so when online learning really was just starting to take off. I mean, if you think about when I did it, it was almost 15 to 20 years ago when I went for my second master's. So, you know, thinking about that, it definitely was going back. But the first master was nice because I worked at the college and actually paid for most of it.
Oh, there you go.
University. So when I worked there,
kudos to you for everything you did. Dr. John said he got his doctorate. It was very stressful and took all his money. But yeah, I mean, and shout out to Dr. John. I mean, we need doctors. We need people to get the advanced degrees and stuff. I did all I could education wise, and yeah, I'll praise everybody else. I can't do it anymore. I'm good.
So yeah, and then we got Mumra coming up right after that. So I wonder if they'll keep this weekly schedule going for a while. Do you think they'll start keeping it going? Like,
I hope so, because I mean, it's just so easy to plan. Like, you can set an alarm on your phone a couple weeks out. So hopefully they give us the schedule for June pretty soon.
Maybe a break during con season and a break during like fun days. And
I disagree. I think in this instance, hear me out. I think in this instance, they could actually continue to do these throughout con season and fun days and everything, because what are the chances? Just look at the 3 pops on the screen. Is anybody in here watching who is interested in grabbing all 3 of these for their collection? I mean, you have to have a very diverse collection if you collect all 3 of these characters. That would blow me away. Like, it's different. It's different from NFTs. NFTs, I think there should be 100% a pause on NFTs during con weeks, because if somebody is a Marvel collector and they come out with an entire wave of Marvel NFTs, like, that's not fair to all those people, because now they have to choose, like, do I go for some of the con pops? Do I get a Fun Days box, or do I go after the NFTs? At least with these, you can pick and choose. And let's say you buy a Fun Days box, you're going to get some points. So then if you have a drop like 2 days later that you're interested in, you now have more points to put towards that pop. So I think in this instance, they could actually keep rolling these out. Yeah, I see a lot. I see all no's. I've not seen a single yes so far in the chat.
I mean, I think a lot of people be going after a couple of these just to get a limited edition thing, to probably hope that they get double their money.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, that's different. If you're trying to get it to flip it so then you can use that money towards your collection, that's different. I'm talking about like somebody who is like really trying to collect something,
doesn't want to buy the extra stuff because
doesn't want to buy. They just want, I just need strawberry shortcake. That's what I need. Yeah, Randy says I don't want any of them. You know, so I feel you on that, Randy. But I think this is perfect. I think they should keep doing this. I think this might be the best format for limited piece pops that we could have ever hoped for. So,
and hopefully they keep sales coming, so then you can gain some more points and stuff like
keep
that.
Sales coming. But here's the thing, you're naturally going to accrue points come con season. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con, it's the biggest catalog of the year. So
if they count Fun Day boxes, imagine if they counted NFTs too. Drop was on there, that would be a whole different.
If Drop was on there, well, then they might be in trouble because a lot of people buy NFTs. Then they might be losing out. But I think the system they have is good. As long as they keep the drops diverse, keep giving us great characters, cool variants, low piece counts. Yeah, I'm all for this. I think it'll be great. And just keep giving us notice so we can plan for it.
So speaking of Fun Days, we kind of just mentioned that, and I see Riley mentioned it too. It happened on the same day as a NFT drop. I think it's kind of hard when you're asking people for spending money on the same days. But I will say, like, I didn't even look at this because we actually have a vacation plan during that time. I know, but I did go back to the site. I was just curious. I saw the link up, and I was like, "Oh, there's still slots left on Saturday and Sunday." I think like Saturday evening and Sunday afternoon and evening. So it didn't sell out right away. It did take a while for it to sell out. People were able.
From what we found out, I mean, from what we heard, they had almost 4,000 tickets. So, I mean, if it didn't sell out instantly, it's because they dwarfed the amount of Fundays tickets that they've had in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Understandably so.
Oh, no. And I think also, like, you know, you're signing up. People eventually maybe decide to grab multiple days if they're there. Other people like, oh, I'm already going to spend so much money on everything else. Do I want to spend money on multiple days? Because it's still unknown about what the box of fun will be. We know there will be a box of fun that will be exclusive to this Fun Days experience, Request for the Grail. I think a lot of people did. If they're going to spend the money to go out there, I would buy multiple days.
Oh,
you know, I would go try my hand at different ones, meet different.
Yeah, I don't want to say you'd be stupid not to buy multiple days, but I feel like it would behoove you to do that because they already said like we're going to be giving out items that are going to be different from the take-home items. So, if anything, you get multiple slots, and I hate to like encourage people to flip, but like, you know, you can get multiple slots and the first slot you go in, you keep that stuff for yourself. I mean, and who knows, maybe there's going to be a wide variety of items that they give out in person. So you're going to cherry pick. All right, this is what I need for my collection. And then the other stuff you sell to make up the cost of your trip.
And it did mention that there's lots of like things here, but it did mention that there's also time challenges to win prizes. Imagine if you go the first day, you get to learn what the time challenges are, and you get lucky enough to get the same time challenge the second day. Could you win something that you didn't win the first day because you had another chance at it? You know, or you know how they did the teams last time. If you got on a different team each time, we don't even know if they're going to do any kind of team thing like mascot thing. Or
we don't know about mascots, but they did say they were going to do some sort of like games, like fun games.
I mean. So. It's probably going to be like a escape room type thing. I'm thinking right now, like from what they talked about and the space they have and things like that, it's probably going to be some kind of escape room type stuff to go through. If you're doing time to like getting people through and getting them out the door and getting whatever's going on. Definitely some cool things. If you got tickets in the chat, please let us know. What day. I think it'd be hopefully people can like get together and like do other things and trade and have fun with this. I do like that we did get word there is going to be a at home online box of fun, so it's going to be different from the one that's there. So we always know it's probably going to be, you know, they had a plan for this months and months and months ago. They probably already had them like in the works. If they're not already shipped, they're shipping. I like that we haven't seen any leaks though. I do like that.
So that I actually disagree. I think this is the one year they actually haven't had this planned out months in advance. I think they're flying by the seat of their pants.
I'm thinking the box. I'm not thinking
the box. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, the boxes. Yeah,
alone, they're probably had somehow planned out at least. But they would have to have more. So if they have 4,000, if they're going to do 2 nights, I don't think they fit 2,000 in each night, you know, kind of thing. So how many more did they have to, like, how much did they have to up the numbers for boxes and stuff like that?
Yeah, but money talks. If they already sold these tickets, they know people are coming. They can up the numbers quick.
Oh yeah, I hope.
Or just make multiple pops. Maybe they pulled, like Serbash just said, he's interested to see if the box of fun pops will be considered part of the limited run. Maybe they pulled down limited piece pops because they were like, hey, we need these for the box of fun because now we got 5 times as many people coming for a Fun Days event.
If you think of last year with the 2 nights, they actually did 3,400 was probably the max because that's the biggest pop, right?
Yeah.
Like given out to everyone. Everyone got a Goldie Rogers 3,400. You know, that's a great example of one. So I'm hoping, you know, 4,000 is the max number. Like everyone's going to get some kind of 4,000 piece exclusive to this Fun Days experience. And then you're going to get the box of fun, which is going to be different, something different inside them. Who knows? Maybe these pops that were originally going to be not in the box of fun now are all in the box of fun too, like the 4,000. Everyone gets one of those and 2 other like Freddy's or something else. I kind of hope in a way they don't do mascots because there's no sense in like team stuff. Like I don't feel like I don't know. In a way, I'd rather not see a mascot pop. 4 mascot pops this
Or
year.
just do one mascot.
I just want to buy a box. Yeah, I don't want to have to choose my team, and then your team doesn't get any.
I kind of like the team thing because the mascot pops are usually the only original characters that we get. Like everything else is licensed, and everything else is like either a licensed character like Gold D. Roger, right, from One Piece, or it's Funk or Freddy as XYZ character. I also hope we get to see some Frannies too.
I hope you're gonna see Frannies, Protos, Freddies, all above in these. I think if they concentrate more on that kind of stuff, I think you'll have a lot more fun. I think the teams, I don't like the teams because we've learned from the past years, like, oh, this is the, like, if you, especially the at-home box, oh, this is the one to buy because it's like, if you got this box, there's no chance for you to ever get this 500 piece Freddy because only that box had the chance to get that 500 piece Freddy. Like, I really hope that's why I'd rather them just see them all mixed and like you get a box, you get a box.
We might get that this year. This is the first year under the new management, so we might get something that's completely different. Last couple of years, it was cookie cutter. We knew what we were going to get based on the box combinations. Hopefully this time, I see also Colin says, does 4,000 tickets mean the maximum number for a limited pop is 4,000? So max 4,000 Freddies. First time with the fun days. Technically, this is everyone's first time with this type of fun days. We don't know. There could be a 2,000 piece pop is the maximum, and then you just have half the people get the 2,000 piece and the other half get the other 2,000 piece. Like, not necessarily the max. I mean, it could be something crazy. Like the max piece count on some of these pops given out could be 500 pieces, and then you got to try to go and if you're trying to go on the aftermarket, you're gonna have some work to do. So we don't know.
I mean, and the same if they do decide to do mascots this year. Mascots are split up into like 4 different things, right? So then you would have to have 4 days, 3, and you can only get 3 days. So you're not going to get all the mascots if you went to all 4 days.
Yeah, Randy got the 500 piece Blacklight Two-Face Freddy last year. That thing is amazing.
Yeah.
T. Ross says, do you think
last year?
Yeah. Do you think there will be any one-of-ones?
I think they'll do the NFT thing again.
We truly don't know.
I think they'll
there might be the one.
The ticket when you get the 1-of-1, you get a ticket to Fun Days, and this time hopefully they fly you out and everything. Like they'll give you a voucher towards the flight or something, and all those.
I think legally, I think there's some challenges there. So I think it kind of like
you just give we'll give so much towards travel. I mean, a lot of companies do it. Yeah, they're we'll give you up to $500 for a ticket, which should cover most people in the U.S. kind of thing.
I wouldn't say no, Dave. I mean, we literally don't know. We can't say one way or another because we don't know. All 4 mascots are, they could do 2 mascots. Like they could do like a Indiana Jones character, style character, and then like a female version of that character. I mean, this is all really exciting. This is uncharted territory right now.
So Mason, what night did you get? I know you got tickets.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of people are going, which I think is great. I think this is the first year. And Mason, chime in the chat as well. I've seen a lot of people. They're going to be their first fun days. A lot of people are going that have not been to a fun days before, which I think is great. Like fresh blood, new people getting to have this experience. I think overall everything's going well so far with this event. It's exciting.
I mean, Jonathan, they could make a Cynthia soda. It goes very well. Cynthia soda. I hear that.
Hey, you know what? I've given the new CEO a lot of crap, but I think she's starting to win me over. She's starting to do a lot of stuff that I've been looking for these last few years, like limited pieces, communication, like transparency. I listened to the Q1 call over the weekend. She said a lot of stuff that I really agree with. So I think Funko is actually headed in a great direction.
So Riley will be sending us the first photos so we can cover that on that day. We should do live streams on that day, John, the early Friday.
I'm down.
Free. I'm usually off on Fridays, so I don't know what the first time slot is. What is it, Riley? What time? Because it's 3 hours different. So if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it would be 5 o'clock here. So.
And shout out to Riley. Riley was one of many people who reached out and offered to get tickets for Joanna and myself. We unfortunately we're not in a position to travel until further notice with some stuff I have going on with work. I would have loved to attend, but yeah,
I think this would be a good year to attend as a first time. Like, with San Diego Comic-Con and everything else, it's like it's too overwhelming with everything.
It's overstimulating. San Diego Comic-Con, from what I hear, is a lot.
I would love to go to this. Like I said, I think it's just bad timing. We already had. That's the problem. They waited so long. Like, we already had our summer vacation booked, and we already had spent money on doing stuff, and we have friends coordinating and time off requested and things like that. I think definitely I'd love to see them kind of announce something like this, hopefully in the future, like early on, like even if it doesn't go on sale till May, but announce it a few months before so people at least know the date.
That's why I think this was kind of thrown together a little bit last minute, just because of the Rocky Moto and Thrilljoy announcements. I think Funko was really trying to figure out how can we do something different, and then they just kind of threw this together, and ultimately it was kind of thrown on us as the community last minute. Like, oh, people now need to figure out travel plans, especially people who are already going to San Diego Comic-Con. Now they got to figure out how to get to this event almost a month prior. So yes, I agree with that 100%. Next year, give us more notice.
And people have always, Michael, worked out trades at these for boxes. Like, I can know, like, example, Mason probably could say, I know when he went, not last year, but the year before, him and his wife went, and they both got the same box. So it was easy. If he had something else he wanted, they could be like, oh, let's trade this for that, and let's work out a deal and get something else I want. So a lot of people have already done the trade stuff if they got different things. People also are buying like crazy too. So I will say that too. I know people on the spot, like, oh, you got that 50-piece Freddy? I'm going to buy it here. Here's my $3,000. Like, I'll PayPal you.
And I mean, speaking of that, the last 2 years, we've seen 50 and 100 piece Freddy. So I hope Funko continues. Hopefully, even though like there's a very high likelihood I won't be able to get any of these for my collection, I just like seeing them release such crazy limited
excitement around them, and it really creates like a lot of and I felt like last year there was a lot of really good ones that people slept on a little bit too. Like, there was a 50, like, because all the excitement's around like a 50 and 100 piece and things like that. But there were great 500 pieces. And the craziest thing is that the Goldie Rogers, the 3,400 piece one, has held its value, if not more, than what it was from last year. So, crazy thing if they drop some of those kind of things in there. And also, this will be the first year we start seeing the glow stickers maybe on the boxes, the numbers on the boxes, all those kind of things they implemented. I'm curious if that's what's going to happen here as well too.
I'm sure, because I mean, we just saw the Dungeons and Dragons glam shots for the NFTs. Though those had the variants printed on the box with the numbers. So I think this is just moving forward. This is just how the boxes are. And Jason, I hope not, man. I just saw the Caps lost, unfortunately. I hope Ovechkin. He's still got a year on his contract. He's coming back next year.
I think
he could have played in his last playoff game.
I think Sunday there'll be plenty of people. You won't be by yourself. There'll be, and it'll be interesting. All right, so first, this is the first time we have 3 days of stuff, and potentially, I know they say no transfer tickets, or we know
they'll transfer
get around it. Every year, it doesn't matter. So curious if the first day, some huge things are dropped, then people that have the Sunday tickets or Saturday ticket, will some people sell them to other people because of the craziness of what's been dropped in some of the boxes? Like that could up people's hype for the Saturday and Sunday even more. Friday is going to be the first off. It's going to be the people that are going to get. I'm guaranteeing Friday sold out. One, because they want to be the first ones on.
Yeah, of course.
First ones to get stuff, but also, and first ones to see stuff. I hope they release some stuff the other days that maybe aren't on Friday. I think each day it would be cool if something new was done on each day. So all people that go like different days get different things, but also it's the first people that are going to drop stuff on Whatnot that Friday night, or eBay or Macari or anything like that. Those things, but that's the hype, right? But the hype continues throughout the weekend. So I'm curious to like if that'll change people's mind that they're saying you have Sunday, you might be super excited because there's still that chance of getting you kind of know what to expect as well too. Like you might know like, oh, these are things I can look forward to possibly.
Yeah, I mean if you think about it, if there's like a 500 piece pop, let's just one random 500 piece, right? They got to split it up technically between the 3 days. So a 500 piece divided by 3, you're looking at like what, 166 per day ish, somewhere around there. I mean, that's hype right there, especially if it's a good character or Sweet Freddy or something, unique mold. Like if you have just as much a chance to get something cool on Sunday that you do on Friday, yeah, you're sitting pretty if you got Sunday slots.
And I think that's the fun about having something over 3 different days and having a chance of it. I think everyone, then you build up a lot of hype. Like going into it, nothing, and you start seeing, oh, this person got this and this, but we don't. Sometimes you don't even know the whole full spectrum of all the different stuff, because if there's a 50 piece out there, that 50 piece is split between 3 different days. Well, each day might only get like 15 of them. Like you don't know how many are going to be. So
Riley, I don't know where I pulled that because I've been battling a headache all day. I don't know how I pulled that out.
You can forget going to Hollywood that week.
Yeah, I was about to say there's no way they're gonna let regular people just stroll on in.
There'll be people probably scalping tickets out front somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing too. Like, let's say you go Friday or Saturday, you get everything you want, and you're happy. I mean, yeah, scalp your ticket. Like, sell your Sunday slot. If you don't want to stick around, if you do want to stick around, you're like, man, this stuff's really good. I want to try to get as much as I can. Then yeah, I mean, go in all 3 days. And
I will say, like, there's going to be someone out in the parking lot waiting to buy your box from you. Too. If you really don't like what you got,
people roll up with cash. Like they know, So happens every year.
I wonder if all these will come in pop protectors now. Now all these limited pieces now are coming in stacks. I think that'd be really great for the chance of these being all in great shape.
Yeah, I hope so, because there was definitely, over the last few years, there was definitely that element of damage with people getting this stuff. Somebody spills a drink on their Fundays table, and that ruins one pop. And yeah, so I think that there is a potential, and Funko should, honestly, like, this is their premium product that they're giving out. This is like their biggest event of the year. They should put their stuff in protectors or hard stacks. Like, do it.
I'm hoping they bring back at least a chicken sandwich for everyone, just for a good laugh. I mean, I think that needs to be done. I still love that.
Stay away from food. Well, they're not doing food at all at this, which I think is.
I know. I thought, other than not doing snacks or anything, you're not getting anything.
I don't think so.
Beverage, a drink, a bottle of water. They could throw in there.
Yeah, maybe water, but I don't think they're going to be doing food. So. Sure, Beth is a great idea. They should flip stores and do Everett next year. They should. That'd be cool.
I mean, I think they could also travel this around if they make it, something that they could have at different places easily. I think you could have some fun. But I think Hollywood, it's a larger location and probably more hotel access in the area and everything else, I think, to it as well. I think the floor print of Hollywood's bigger than Everett, though, right? I believe.
So Velvet says, but San Diego Comic-Con is in California. That's true, but here's the question: does Fundays have to be tied to San Diego Comic-Con?
I don't think so.
It doesn't have to. I mean, it's people. It's been tied to San Diego Comic-Con for the last decade, but before 2010, they were doing Fundays separate from San Diego Comic-Con. So now they're kind of going back to the old ways where they had the event separate. I think the event separate is definitely the way to go moving forward.
I think you have the chance of getting more collectors as well too. I think you have that opportunity. Plus, technically, if it does save them a good bit of money and they could provide more better exclusives and stuff like that, I'd rather have better exclusives and stuff than having an event tied to San Diego Comic-Con, tied to San Diego, tied to a very expensive hotel rental for that weekend for them for a ballroom or a park or whatever they're going to rent out. So yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. Plus, it also it's there's a lot of other stuff going on at San Diego Comic Con, so you're competing with lots of other events as well too, not just your own event.
Yeah, I saw it was pretty crazy. There was like 78,000 people in line, but you got to remember people were probably on their phone, tablet, computer and everything. So realistically, there was probably like 30 to 40,000 people, which is not unexpected. Like there's a lot of people who are not very active in the community, but they will go to Fun Days every single year. They will show up and try to get to this event, even though they're not like avid Funko collectors throughout the year, because it's a hyped party. People want to go. I think last year when they did the tickets, Mason probably remembers, wasn't there like over 150,000 people? There was a lot of people in line. And I actually think that there was a lot less people in this line because of the short notice and because a lot of people probably already locked in for San Diego Comic-Con. So they're like, I can't afford to go twice.
Yeah, for people that, especially no one that lives anywhere near there and already are going to San Diego Comic-Con, it's what, a month later? So it's already like you're kind of, maybe you're tied up with time off, another flight you have to pay for. The people that are international that go to Fun Days that tie it to San Diego Comic-Con, so they have a bigger experience of everything, all those kind of stuff. Vendors are already at, like a lot of those vendors are already at San Diego Comic-Con, and they're also a lot of the people that are flipping stuff for San Diego Comic-Con to go to the Funko booth and buy stuff and then have to go to this. So it's another event. They have to spend money on bringing people out or taking people in. So it could also cut down on the amount of people that are coming there just to flip the stuff.
Yeah, which I think is good. I think it's fine if your event is like 50-50. You got people there that want to grab the stuff for their collection. The other half are trying to flip. So then, they can sell to all the other people who can't get off work or can't go to the event. I think that's fine. But like in years past, it seems like it's been like 90-10, like 90 people going to sell, 10 people to, or 10% of the people going to enjoy. So yeah, hopefully this kind of corrects the scales a little bit and gives people who actually want the Funko Fun Days experience to get the experience and who aren't just going there trying to buy up everything just so they can sell it that night.
So I know we did have a NFT drop, which some great molds, some awesome molds. They did a great job.
Which somebody mentioned, speaking of this NFT drop, I think it was Riley or somebody mentioned earlier that them doing the NFT drop and Fun Days tickets on the same day, totally stupid. Like they would have sold so many more NFT packs if they hadn't dropped the Fun Days tickets, I think. So I think ultimately it just hurt Funko. It just hurt drop. But these pops are going to be pretty limited.
I mean, they actually only burned about 20%, which is actually a pretty low burn.
Oh, nice. I predicted a 75% sellout, so that's pretty good.
So pretty close. And I know you did your video on Monday about them, right?
Yeah.
About the drop and kind of preparing for it. Some great pops. I did put out our opening video today, so if you haven't checked that out, you can go over our channel and watch that. Shannon and I opened 20 packs, not 20 premium packs. We didn't go crazy like that, but 20 packs, some premium and some standard packs. Definitely had some fun with these. I think great molds, a really good lineup. Like you said, one of the things is it was like it's good that they had like a time between. I think these packs will still sell on the market for not too crazy. So if you want to pick them up, they're only a few dollars, if not almost retail, a few dollars more. So I think that's a good thing too, is people that still want to buy some, people that are selling them, that bought some to sell, they're not crazy priced. I don't know why you wouldn't open them at that point. Maybe they got what they wanted out of their packs they got and they're done. But they're not making like money off of them. So they're making USD, I guess, if they need that, if they can't get crypto for some reason. But it did burn. Not too bad. I think
I didn't think this was gonna sell out just because of I didn't mention the Fundays drop in my video. I definitely should have, but I didn't think this was gonna sell out just because I don't see a lot of hype right now for Dungeons and Dragons. Like we had the movie last year.
I don't think it's about the movie though. I think it's really about. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons has been an icon of nerd pop culture for
No, yeah, no, of course. I bring the
forever.
movie up because I feel like whenever there's a movie, like people are talking about it. Like, yes, this is a very popular game that people are always gonna be playing, but you don't like people who are always playing this game unless you're directly in that circle, you're not gonna hear about it outside of the circle. Whereas like a movie, you hear about it in all circles. Like, hey man, you going to see the Dungeons and Dragons movie this weekend? Oh yeah, I was thinking about it. You know, like regular people who are talking about it who don't necessarily or have never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Like, I've never played the game in my life.
Yeah. I think this is one of those that also the limited pops. It's nice to have limited pops for people that are there. There's enough people that are into Dungeons and Dragons and have played it or into it over the years. Maybe they played it when they were a kid. Maybe they still play it today. I think it's good to have the limited kind of side of things where these probably wouldn't do great at a con, but because we did have one at the last con, and it didn't go crazy. At least when we had it, it was a little higher. It was what 4,000 pieces, but still, it didn't it was the higher price. You had to pay for it more. I think the molds on these are great. It's cool that they incorporated the D20 this time, which they didn't in the first series, and I'm not sure why, since they've done that with a lot of them.
I mean, from a Funko collector perspective, I don't know anything about these characters, but you can literally take a step back and 4 out of 5 of these characters never been done before. Freddy is super cool. You get the D20 with all these pops, incredible molds, great detail. This is a fire wave. This is the level of what every single NFT wave should be at.
And definitely, I think one of the things is you're going to have a lot of people going on, I think, at the aftermarket. I think once these come out too, it's going to be surprise a lot of people. And I think that's what happens, right? Like a great example is the first gelatinous cube. How crazy people went for that first one. That was ECCC back in the day when they did pops then. And it went insane. Now we've gotten a couple of them and they're not all limited and they're easier to get and those kind of things. But I think these kind of bring in that once I think people see molds in their hands too and actually out of the box and things like that, it changes a lot of people's minds as well too on some of the pops. Once you I think you said it today, the Star Wars one in your video, John. I thought that Darth Vader was cool whenever I first saw it. I was like, it's a must grab for me.
I didn't. I thought it was kind of lame. I was like,
once you saw it out of the mold, you're like,
once I saw it out of the box, I was like, dang, that's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna need to pick that up. So yeah, no, I'll eat my own words. I don't always get it right, and sometimes you got to take a pop out of the box to see all the details and all its features and everything. So
and as David mentioned, I think for the most part too, some people don't want to buy the packs and have that chance. So
you know what? I've been seeing this a lot more and more, and I think that's completely okay. I think if you're on the side of the fence where you want to gamble a little bit, you want to buy some packs, you want to get that excitement, go for it. If you want to be, I don't want to use the word smarter, but if you want to be a little bit more patient and not gamble, and you're a little bit more on the safer side, like me, I'm a safe collector. I've been doing that for years. I would rather wait. All the Grails, Freddy's, con pieces I had, didn't buy them during the drop or when they first came out. I waited strategically, waited for the deals to pop up, the right situations to happen, and that's when I pulled the trigger. So if you want to do that, I think that's a great strategy as well.
I tell people to do that all the time. And when we do videos, I just personally, I enjoy opening them.
But here's the thing though.
I like that.
There is risk with not buying packs.
Oh,
because if you don't buy packs and then let's say there's a drop that's super limited or there's a lot of hype behind certain pops, the Dark Knight, set, the Harvey Dent Grail. I didn't go after packs for that drop. and that Harvey Dent pop is still like $400 or $500.
I mean,
like, it's a
another
tough one to get.
great example that I've wanted to kind of, if I ever do like pops on the rise kind of video anytime soon, is, and especially with NFTs and looking back at them, Back to the Future is the one I regret not buying a ton of redeemables. I didn't even care about buying packs. Like, I bought packs and opened some and got some stuff, but I should have went back and bought George McFly and Lorraine. Both of those pops, look how much they're going for right now. And they were literally probably like $30-$40 redeemables all day long. You could get as many as you wanted for that price for a while. And it, you know, that's the kind of thing too, is like, you have to not, sometimes don't wait till also they come in. Like before, you could wait till things come in, and some of them you still can, I think, and some will go up and down and price, but other ones, I always said it's better just to get the redeemable. If you just want one pop or two pops out of this, like, just get the redeemable. Unless you're going for the Grail, maybe not, because it's, you know, if it's $200 to $450 Grail, it's kind of hard to like throw that around, like, and not try opening one or two packs and hey, you get lucky. If you don't, you don't. But for any of the others, like, hey, you want the Freddy right now, I bet you could get it, probably you could get the whole set of cards probably for $30 to $40.
Yeah,
that gets this Freddy, if you want that Freddy. Once it redeems, they'll probably not change much in price. If you want any of the others, I think the only one that's up there is Pseudo Dragons, now like $50 or $40 to $50. The rest aren't too bad, but I think that's a better way to go if anyone wants to just get them. I always say I'd rather get them and also get them sent to me, because you're not paying for shipping.
That's true too.
If you buy it from someone on Whatnot afterwards, even if you get it for $40, then you're paying $8 shipping, plus you're paying tax on top of that. Plus, you know, you're paying like everything all together, where you can buy these and then get them. So I definitely think a lot of people will have fun with this. Fun drop. We're still waiting to hear. Will we hear something tomorrow?
I don't know. Just looking at the drops, I mean, we're actually behind pace. Like, we've only done 7 NFT drops this year.
Yeah.
Last year we were at like 10 or 11 by this time. So, I mean, they technically could drop another one, and I think keeping pace with last year would be a little bit too much, but they could drop another one.
I could see something coming in 2 weeks. There's still some other series 2s that could be coming. They're also, you know, when is Anime Expo? Is that June?
That's in June, yeah.
Some people are getting great time for fun anime.
Some people are getting really burned with the travel. They gotta go to, I think they're going, like, it's like Fundays, and then a week later it's like Anime Expo, and then there's like a week break, and then it's San Diego Comic-Con. It's rough.
There's a con every week if you really look at, like, there's a con every weekend, like, somewhere going on. So
I want to address really quick what Dave said in the chat. He said some people spend $200 to only get $70 worth of redeemables. Yeah. It's not worth it. Well, you got to think on the flip side. There's a lot of people. I mean, we've seen Josh, we've seen you and Vince do it literally live right here on PFO. Sometimes you open up a $15 or $30 premium pack, and you get a $200 pop. So it's, you know, it's risk. You know, it's risk. So, and
it's also like knowing, like, if you want to stop, you stop.
Yeah,
I like buying packs over time too. Like, I'll probably, you know, we have some of them, we're still missing some of the redeemables, or we might want to get another set of Freddy later on or something like that. You know, as time goes on, like a month from now or a couple weeks from now, I might say, I want to buy 2 more packs. If they're not crazy, I'll buy them. If it's worth the risk. If the redeemables are $20, it's not worth it. I'll just go buy the redeemable. But the redeemables are $45, $50, and I can buy a $30 pack or a couple $10 packs. I'll probably just buy them to try, because maybe I'll hit another Grail. I could just sell that Grail and buy all the redeemables if I wanted to. You know, you never know. So, with this, a lot's been going on. I don't know if you follow Drop Arcade stuff happening, but they decided this week to do every week has been a mini competition, which is good. I think it's driving some fun. This time they decided to offer another proto up. So you'll get a proto NFT pop, a proto of something. For whoever turns in the most proto or burns, I guess, or transfers to Drop Arcade, the most proto pops, proto cards. Proto's only been in since Funame, because Proto's not that old of a character. So we got Funame, you got Scooby-Doo, you got what else? Funko Ween last year. So you got a couple drops that will fit Drop Arcades. Also the holiday ones, they fit Drop Arcade for this season as well. So whoever turns in the most, well, I went into there and I started turning in some, and I went and bought some cheap ones to see. But then I went back and I noticed, wow, that one had 400 for sale. Now there's only 12. Someone went in, and I'm guessing it's Pugwash 2, and bought all of them, which is a pain in the butt. It's easy on Wax to buy multiples. Like I can buy 15 at a time, 20 at a time. You're literally buying one at a time, like on Drop for 5 cents. 5 cents is the lowest. But I mean, for a proto, if you spent 2,300, you got burned 2,300, and you spent 5 to 6 cents each. You're talking about what, like a less than $100 for a proto or something like that, if you can keep that. So it'll be interesting. The top other 5, so the up to number 6, will get a digital pack, but the number 1 person will get a proto. So it's creating some excitement, I think, with the competition, because it was kind of dead for a while. It is coming up almost to the end though too. We got less than a month.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it ends, and then when does the new season start? All those kind of things. That's kind of some fun stuff. Yeah.
And Travis brings up a good point about the NFT cards. On the flip side, you can sell the cards that you have dupes of and make some of your money back. So yeah, there's a lot of different strategies you can execute when you're doing the NFTs.
Yeah, and then you, like Monster Pete said, I bought extra packs to put away to open some other time. And like I opened them later on. Opened some today. I scored another grail today.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
I opened a couple premium packs and scored another grail. So you never know. You kind of have some fun with it, but definitely some fun stuff going after them. So you have a lot of fun. But the Drop Arcade is going to be interesting to see where that top 333 falls. The number of points and 3 seasons of it. I want to last all 3 seasons, so I'm not going crazy or anything. I don't want to be number 1 for it. I don't have a chance between some of these people.
Isn't what's his face still number 1?
Poppin Craze isn't still number 1.
Poppin Craze? Yeah.
So it'll come down to the last day or two that you're going to see some real fluctuation between the top 3.
Yeah.
I think top 333, it'll be interesting to see where that falls. I think that'll be the biggest thing. Where does that fall? The person at 333, how many points will they have?
And Poppin Craze, he buys a lot of NFTs, so I'm really not surprised that he's still holding strong.
Oh, he has plenty to turn it, but it's what do you want to burn, and how much do you want to keep for the next seasons too? And like, you don't want to go too crazy with stuff, but you have to have a plan. I think it's strategy with these a little bit too. So
for sure,
it's interesting. This is interesting. This is the second one that's come up this month, actually, from Funko Hollywood. So they're doing more signings at Funko Hollywood with different people with pops, and this one is actually for Kim Possible pops. So if anyone's out that way, it might be a fun place to stop, and it's not too crazy of a price. I think most of them are pretty normal signing prices and stuff like that.
Oh man, I love this hoodie so much. It says only you can prevent forest fires, but it is a little Ewok from Endor. There's this company makes like all these like Star Wars apparel. They're not officially licensed, so they're like, they don't say Ewoks, they say like furry creatures or something. They're not officially licensed, but I just think they're so good. They're a little expensive. I think this hoodie was like $60. I think I had a promo. I got it on Black Friday. But yeah, it's they do all these like little funny Star Wars things. It's really funny.
Let's see.
But I think this is so smart though. I mean, doing this at Funko Hollywood, like they're driving foot traffic. I mean, people are gonna come in for the signing. They grab a T-shirt. They buy like 2 other pops. Like it's just smart. Get people in the door.
So for $30, you're getting a pop, a poster, and a pin.
That's a steal.
Now the other stuff you're getting, if you want to meet and get signatures, there's other prices for each one.
No, like, of course, but just to get the, I mean, when we were at New York Comic-Con, we saw other booths like purposely upcharging some of the anime pops for the people that were there at the con signing. Like, I forget the one anime character, but people were literally charging $100 for the shared sticker version of whatever pop it was, just to put like another paywall for people. And it was like, come on, that's not right. You're gonna charge people $100 for the pop because you're one of the few people that have it. Then they got to go wait in line. They got to pay another $200 to have the person sign it. Like, come on. Like, so I think Funko's doing, I think $30 is very fair.
They're pretty cool. I think you have to get probably tickets before, I would think. Beforehand. But let's see. Oh, so I guess news today, there was an update to the Funko app, but then a lot of people started going about
we're all millionaires apparently.
We're rich off our common sodas and stuff like that. So you know what I think would be better for Funko to do right now? Just take off the values. Like, track your collection. What do you own and what are you missing? That would be better for me. Like, if I could click on something and say, I want to collect, this is all the Funko sodas that are Marvel. I want to see all Marvel Funko sodas. Show me all of them. Show me what's in my collection and show me what I'm missing. Or I want to collect every Batman out there. Show me what I have and show me what I'm missing.
Sir Best, yes, thank you. It was Corazon. That's what I couldn't remember because I'm not an anime person, but it was that character. Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I haven't really checked out the app in forever. Like, I went and updated it today because I saw this. I said, "Oh, I'll update it," but I haven't used that app in probably at least a year, if not more. It probably wasn't even installed on my phone. I like that. Now, if they add so it's easier for you to shop on it and do other things and check your fan reward points and check out with stuff, like that would be good. Like, if it's, because I've had issues with their website, like have something in my cart, go to checkout, and then it gives me this weird error and everything's deleted from my cart. I've had that. Like, they've said that's a known issue with their site sometimes. With certain browsers and certain things that keep, but I'll just get rid of the pricing. I think the pricing is what is throwing people off with this app so much. I would say just keep your collection. Get rid of values. You don't know.
Well, people want to. I mean, they want to track their collection.
Oh yeah,
but they want to track their collection with accurate values.
I think yeah. You can't get them accurate. I would just rather track my collection.
So Riley, I can actually I concur with you 1,000%. PPG has gotten so bad ever since they came out and they asked us for money. I actually have a video. Actually, it's going to be a video series that I'm working on right now. And the point of this series is I actually want as many people to cancel their Pop Price Guide HobbyDB subscription until it gets better, because it was actually not bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And then HobbyDB came out and they said, hey, Funko community, we need everybody's money. And I paid for the year, whatever. So they got my money until September of this year, whatever. But I am not renewing. And I would highly encourage, because it has gotten so bad. And the reason that I'm upset as a creator is because every time, it just happened in my Dungeons and Dragons video for Monday. Every video where I talk about prices since September, somebody has said, hey, that pop is not selling for that. The pop is selling for this. And I do not have time to research every single pop that we're talking about and find, within 30 days of its actual value. Like that is what HobbyDB is supposed to be. And I am not a full-time, I do not work for HobbyDB. So I've been getting increasingly frustrated. And the people in the comment section, you guys, some of you guys in here probably made that comment. You are correct. Like every time somebody has said that, I go and look on eBay or Mercari or whatnot or whatever. And I'm like, they're right. This value is horribly inaccurate to what HobbyDB is saying. So I think as a community, they came in and they took advantage of us, and we all rallied together and we said, yes, this is a great tool that we need to use, but they are not deserving of our money as it stands right now.
I think one of the biggest things I hate is when I see something that's new posted, that's a new price for something, right? Like it might be under the value or whatever. But then I go eBay and search, and there's been 10 sold, but there's only one shown on, and it was recent. So it's like you could have done the same thing I did if you were putting those in. If someone's actually doing that and putting that one in, why don't they check those 10 others into their? I think a lot of it's that kind of thing. I did find something weird. I did get that they changed it or took off that sale or whatever that I had for one. One was like a pop that's pretty expensive. It was one of the turtle pops that are limited edition, the grayscale ones that are out there. And I was like, they show one that sold on their site for half the value, and it sold through HobbyDB. So there was no way at that time to check saying market, there's something wrong with this. So I click on it. The pop is not even like it's barely a 3 out of 10 kind of like condition wise.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that a lot of times too. Like people, I've seen listings and then you click on the most recent sale and it's like, okay, this thing is not mint. Like, why was this sale even verified?
It's not even close. Like I could see, okay, it's a 10-year-old pop. I could see, anything from a 7 and up being kind of listed, or have it so it has a scale of like what you should expect, just like comic books, like ideas. Like here's the scale of, but it gets a little more difficult because there's not everything graded and all those kind of pieces and parts. But I think there has to be something where it's like fair, like mint or near mint, good, and like damaged or out of box.
Well, just start with just start with, hey, we only do mint pricing. Like they need to start there, and then if they want to get more in the weeds, the problem is HobbyDB got a little overzealous in the fact that they want to catalog every single type of collectible. And we interviewed the CEO, like right here on PFO. We interviewed him on our channel and everything, and that is just insane. Now, maybe it's a reasonable task if you have the workforce to do that and to keep up with the number of items that you have. But why catalog something if somebody goes to your site and they're like, oh, wow, this is only worth $5, when in reality it could be worth $100, but nobody's been inputting those now, inaccurate data points or something, and vice versa. Something that's $100 could only be worth like $50. Like it's not a useful site anymore if you're providing people with inaccurate data. So they need to go back to how it should be. Like Pop Price Guide was literally just focused on Funko items. I don't care about Hot Wheels. I don't like, I like other collectibles, of course, but like I am going to HobbyDB for one thing. So I wish they would have like hey, for Funko items, click here. And it just takes you to like a completely separate portal. I am so sick of typing in Batman. Like I have to get so in the weeds now, like with I'm trying to find a certain Batman pop. It's like, all right, Batman 159 Chrome New York Comic-Con pop. Like, and then it still brings up like action figures and all kinds of other stuff that have nothing to do with Funko. And it's like, come on. Like I'm just, and then it's taking me 10 minutes to find the value of one item.
I think a lot of stores have gone by for a while is if you bring in stuff, they're not using, some are, if they're totally only Funko, they're using Pop Price Guide. But if they are a collectible store, they do comic books, they do everything in the book, they're most likely using just last eBay sold, maybe last 5 items or something like that, to kind of figure out pricing. I think a lot of them, that's how they're, especially anything higher. Like anything lower, they might just be like, we'll give you $5 for that item, or $2 for every thing that's under $10 or something like that. But pretty much, and then everything over this amount, they can start checking and those kind of things. But
we do that now. Like, actually, Joanna's been doing that for the last 6 months.
Yeah,
because she's like, I can't rely on Hobby DB pricing anymore, and there's been certain items that we've gotten in, and you know, PPG says it's $50, and it's like some weird anime pop or some obscure movie pop, and we're like, oh, this is actually selling for like 110. Like, we should give the person who sold us this pop as part of their collection, like, we should be taking the percentage off 110, not off of the outdated price, and vice versa. Like, we'll get something that's super high on PPG, but it's not selling for that. So then to protect
30,
us
40
as a business,
selling.
yeah. So we
FYE.
But every time Joanna does that, that's like an extra like 10-15 minutes, because she's got to sit there and she goes to Mercari, she goes to eBay. Is there any for sale on whatnot? Like, then she's got to do basically the work that Hobby DB should be doing, you know? So that's why I'm frustrated. Like, we're paying for a service that was not even like we're not getting anything out of. I'm paying for a service that I still have to do the work for. Like, they should be paying me $30 a month, or, you know, whatever the pricing is.
So Brandon mentioned this, but I will say one of the bad things about Whatnot is, first, there are a few exceptions. There's a lot of sellers that don't put anything in. Like, they just put Funko Pop 1 to 100. Another thing is, the people that do put things in, they're not scanning like the barcode and putting it. It's terrible for that part. Like, I've tried it. It's just easier for me to type in the name, type in the information I need, and go through it. I've even started doing where I take all the pictures on my phone, I put them in a folder, I go onto the computer and enter everything, because it's quicker for me to type and enter, and then grab the photos from my folder. Like, I'll have, I need this one. Okay, I'm going to enter everything and put it in, because so it'd be almost impossible for them to track it. And be able to have that, and also then condition and everything else, which you actually can include in Pop the Price Guide or in Whatnot. But it's also, condition is based upon what people think condition is. Like, I very rarely ever put anything as mint, even though probably a good 80% of the pops I put and sell are probably close to that mint category. I'll never say anything's mint unless it's like brand new, never been opened, sealed in a hard stack, perfectly good. Like, it's near mint to me. Like, unless it's straight out of a factory sealed thing, it's probably going to be near mint. Someone's handled it, someone's touched it. There might be something that you find wrong with it somehow.
No, Riley, you're good. He says he didn't mean to start a fire. This has been something that I've been frustrated with for the last few months, like I said.
A lot of seller. I mean, just go watch any mystery box opening channel.
Yeah. And it was the same thing. Like, I did the video with Teresa that we dropped a couple days ago, and we pulled the Triceraton NFT, and a bunch of people commented, they're like, that's not a $75 pop, that's a $55 pop, maybe 60. And it's like, okay, for the sake of the videos, like, we're like, Joanna and I decided today, like, for the sake of the videos, we're still going to go by PPG, because we're not going to sit there and we're not going to, you know, have to come up with an average. Like, the mystery box videos are fun for us, and we're trying to get something for our collection. When it comes to like the business side of things, or when it comes to things that we're specifically buying to sell, yes, we have to do our due diligence. We have to do the research there. Like, I just saw Sam, was it Sam just now in the chat here? Somebody says they got a mystery box or something, and the values. Yeah, Sam said we got a mystery box the other day. According to PPG, we made value. In reality, it was barely half, and that's another. So that's the problem too. Like, if these, it might not be like, and you don't have to say what mystery box it is. Like, it's not technically the fault of the mystery box seller. Like, they're using this database and they're putting together the mystery box. It shouldn't be on them either. Like, if they got to make like a run and they have to double check every single pop, well, once again, like, we either need Hobby DB to step up and figure something out and be like, hey, we're going to give you an accurate sale within 90 days of every single item valued $20 or over, or we need a new service. Like maybe it's time for a new service or a new database to pop up, or somebody to figure out some sort of AI algorithm or something that they can harness into an app that has a catalog that we can use. And I bet you I will gladly pay. Like if somebody comes out tomorrow and says like, hey, we've got a new database. It's called, Find My Funko or something. And, and our top subscription is $50 a month, but you're going to get accurate within, a week's time, every single Funko item that's ever made. Like I would give them my $50 so fast.
I think that's the biggest thing is like they rely so much. I couldn't believe it when I first heard it and we first talked about it way back when with Pop Price Guide, just about them. It's all based on volunteers entering information, like, and keeping up with it. I'm like, how is there no way to work? Like they've never been able to, I guess, work with eBay or anyone else to get like some kind of API to pull the data they need to, like, and I know you still have to like search and everyone can enter stuff a different way, but there's ways to getting some of it at least in there, and things like that. And it's just weird that a lot of that can't take place. I know they added like whatnot to it, but then they took off others and only have certain whatnots, and depending on how many people are in there and all kinds of other things that are part of it. And certain things I will say, like I would believe like some of the things that Savage sells like are super, you don't see people selling them.
Never seen.
If someone's selling them on eBay for cheap, they're just trying to get rid of it.
No, it's like, most likely fake.
like one of the great examples right now is Shannon has the Freddy Funko as Poe, X-Wing, X-Wing pilot Poe, whatever you want to call it. So if you go on there right now, one has sold for, I don't remember what, if it was eBay or Mercari or something, for $500.
Yeah.
$400 or $500. Like it's a 200-piece pot. You're not going to find, like, who was crazy enough to sell.
Who was that desperate to be like, hey, I just need to get this out today? But hey, maybe there's people. Or did it
actually even happen too? Like the soul, it was recorded, but then afterwards, is there like sometimes you can go back and sometimes you can't and see was the sale actually, like, was it never canceled or didn't happen or actually never
there unfortunately there's still a lot of market manipulation that goes on where people are creating fake sales, and there is a problem right now. There are people that work for HobbyDB that purposely tank the values of certain pops so that they can then turn around and buy them on the aftermarket, from other sellers that have then been forced to lower the prices. And when we found that out like 6 months ago, I was horrified, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, that is like the dirtiest, scummiest scandal that you could possibly like hear about. And it just sucks because, like your example right there of a 200-piece pop, like somebody goes in and creates, and that's why eBay, you have to be so careful. Like and that's the other problem too. It's not even like, oh, HobbyDB sucks and I got to go over to eBay because eBay is a reliable source. No, eBay is not a reliable source because it's so easy to create fake listings and people are selling fake pops left and right. So your 200-piece Freddie Poe Dameron, from San Diego Comic-Con 2017, a 200-piece pop, like that should no doubt $2,500, $3,000 all day, like in this market,
Yep.
But people have twisted it and they're trying to bring down the value because somebody probably wants one and they're like, yeah, I'm not paying $2,500 for it. And I've heard this happen with a lot of different pops. Bank Robber Joker was a big one that got twisted and manipulated on the market. So yeah,
and we saw crazy high ones too. You remember, like there was sales. I remember doing a video on it a while back. That crazy, like some stuff that we had in our collection that was selling for $5,000.
Well, right, and that's the other part of it too. Yeah, people were taking sales and making them seem crazy because they probably had one, and they were like, "Hey, if I can." Make a fictitious sale for $6,000, and then I can take my pop that might be only worth like $800. But now I can sell it for like $3,000 like that because you could be like, hey, so one of these just sold for $6,000. Like,
give me a deal. That too. Give me a steal.
Yeah, Mason says seems like a lot of work to manipulate a market. Definitely sucks. I think it's easier than you think, unfortunately. Yeah.
I did have just a bunch of stuff that dropped.
Sure.
We can just kind of go through this. So we got our first 10-inch One Piece pop. First 10-inch One Piece pop. I think.
No, I've been sitting around for weeks going, when are we going to get our first 10-inch?
I know. You know what? Like, we haven't even got that many 10-inch pops in general, too.
That's
They've really
good. We're all out of
down
space
on that.
We're all out of space. We don't have space for 10-inch pops.
So I think this is at least this is a unique mold we haven't seen right in pop format. We do have a new T-shirt pack for One Piece. The T-shirt looks kind of cool. I like it's not black or gray. It's like a bluish color, so it's pretty cool to see. We did get our first WNBA.
This is another line I'm being sarcastic, but I do actually know there were some people in our group chats who were pretty excited about this. So.
I think this is cool that they're doing for a sport that is starting to gain some popularity back, which is kind of cool because it hurt like for a while. Like they really hurt. So they've got some great kind of superstars kind of in there. I'm sure certain pops will sell better. They also have a cool mascot pop, which mascot pops seem to always do well. Like over time.
Mascot pops I feel like are underproduced and people want them.
So I think this is really cool that they've done some of these. It would be really cool to see hopefully all these teams are really promoting these too at the games and other places. But I think these are lines that they don't need to make 60,000 of, which is nice, but they make enough to get around, and hopefully they do well, and maybe they go away as the early sport. I mean, imagine early day of the NBA pops, even like how long ago those were and how small of a group they first came out with, and they kind of like how much all those are worth. Like a lot of the early NBA pops and some crazy stuff. Oh, look at this. We got all the way from down under. We got 27 months with Steven. So thank you. Another month getting top Funko. Wow. Well, we try. Let's see.
Oh, Randy said he used to get most of all the T-shirt bundles, one to wear and one to keep sealed.
Nice. It's great when like GameStop and that had sales on them as well.
Yeah.
And they had like the buy one get one 50% off or something.
Oh yeah.
These dropped today, right? Was it today or yesterday? Yesterday?
Maybe. Yeah, it's been a blur.
Yesterday, 14th. Yeah. They dropped yesterday. Interesting though. Look at the two different glam shots. Look at the glam shots of the boxes. What's different?
One's got the Funko sticker and one's got the new QR code. Yeah.
Do you think the other one will still have the Funko sticker or the new QR code?
Maybe it was just made like 6 months ago.
Timing wise?
Yeah, maybe
because they're two different things. It's Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network too, so it's two different groups. So maybe it was just delayed or something like that.
Maybe they just didn't feel like peeling off the stickers.
I don't know. They didn't sell out. Still available if you're looking for them. They're on the site. I don't know much about these two characters because I did not watch either one of these really. We got a lot of new horror coming out. Speaking of 10-inch, if you missed your 10-inch Billy, you can get 10-inch Billy now, John. I know you've been waiting for the 10-inch Billy for
you just said we haven't got 10-inch pops in a while, and all of a sudden this is like 3 slides. It's 2 10-inch pops. This is a lot. This is too much.
So we had a bunch of horror pops. They look good, like fun. We've seen a lot of these characters before. Saw is kind of cool to see a good variety of new Saw pops. You haven't seen those. Art the Clown, man, they're gonna are they gonna overdo Art the Clown? You think at some point here?
Yes,
very soon.
Permanently, I think they see we actually just got in an Art the Clown last week, and I couldn't believe what it was selling for. Actually, that was a good example of the price was low on PPG.
Yeah.
It was like 55, but the market, it was selling for like 75, 80. So there is clearly not enough supply to meet the demand right now for Art the Clown, but I'm sure they will keep pumping them out.
Yeah. Street Sharks.
Oh, okay.
Very 80s kind of thing going on there. I don't remember these though from my childhood. Didn't have these toys. Did you? Do you remember Street Sharks, John? I don't think it was past your time.
I don't remember anything looking as creepy and as derpy as this. This is a thing. If you would have showed me this, if you would have gave me this and said, hey, like, do you think this is a real pop or not? I'd be like, this is a knockoff. This
is one of those flea market. You found this at a flea market.
This doesn't even look real.
So I'm sure a lot of people will be excited about these though. There's a lot of weird like toy collectors and that I've seen those from. We did get a bunch of Godzilla pops here, super colorful Godzilla pops here. Are all those bigger boxes or normal size boxes? I can't tell if they're like I feel like all the
they look like they could be deluxe, but
deluxe. I mean, they should be at least a plus. I feel like they weigh like 12 pounds at least each, but they're super colorful. They look good. I don't know if any of them are for me or not. Like I like the Godzilla stuff, but I don't know if they're bigger ones too. It's hard. It's hard fitting too many of the big ones in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Travis. That was your childhood. I'm sorry.
What game is this from? This is a game, right? I don't remember what game.
You're asking me.
Someone has to know in the chat. Soul. It's like Soul something. I think. Maybe I'm thinking. I don't know. All glow in the dark though. All the exclusives.
Sam said the previous pops. They're all pop premiums. Pop
yeah,
plus.
That's what I thought. Pop premium.
Basically, money, more money.
It's a little bigger too.
These are cool. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here, but these are cool.
Is it anime? Oh, it is anime. Okay.
It's anime.
I was thinking gaming pops for some reason. So all these have a chase to them, or two of them have a chase. One just glows. Because those are glow chase stickers.
Oh yeah. One just glows. The other two have a chase.
One just glows.
Cool. The middle one is crazy with the horns.
Oh, solo leveling. Okay. All right. Anime. This is an anime I'm not familiar with at all.
If we pull one of these and you need it, you let me know.
It's an amazing anime. I mean, I believe you guys because I watch anime, but I have not seen this one. I'm going with it. All right. How many stitches will we get this year? 15.
They're coming out with a movie, so as many as they can produce.
I mean, we have 3 that are like right now. 2 of them are limited, by the way. 1 Target, 1 box lunch. So watermelon stitch, which you couldn't tell by the sticker, it's box lunch, and headphone, I guess, stitch there, or a cassette player. I think he has in his hand there. Walkman. I don't know if John's familiar with a Walkman.
I know what a Walkman is. Yeah, I know what a Walkman. Okay. I had a Walkman when I was
a Sony Walkman.
I did. Yeah.
So, and then diamond pineapple stitch. So lots and lots of stitches.
You know what? It's crazy though, because every time we get in a stitch, I mean, the demand is there. Every time we get a stitch, people.
I mean, I have to say, if you have these to pick up, they're 9,500 piece stitches. You know, all the stitches they've made before probably are 50,000 piece stitches. So, and they're still worth $30-$40. So
but there's people out there, they literally only collect stitch.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about getting them, you could scroll them away, as Vince would say, if nothing else. I did see some more the Deadpool. We're getting more Deadpool as always.
These are cool.
It wouldn't be a year without at least 4 to 8 Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm kind of Deadpooled out, but
is that Deadpool? I like Cthulhu.
Yeah, I like the pirate. I gotta say I do like the pirate Deadpool, so I might grab
Now,
that one.
the bottom one glow, it would be kind of cool. I would go
Yeah.
with the glow if it glows.
Yeah, Randy, I'm right there with you too. I don't like the no retailer sticker. I'm still trying to get past that.
I don't like it because also I don't know where to go to get it sometimes. Like
I also just
you're
like
looking
looking at my shelves and
and
seeing
it
all the
looks
different
unique.
stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I
want like all I know it's probably sounds crazy because I like all the pops being the same size box, but I don't want to look at all the pops and it's just all that same blue barcode sticker. So I don't know.
Gilmore Girls. Are you a fan? Joanna
I've
a fan?
never seen Gilmore Girls. I don't know.
Joanna a fan of Gilmore Girls? I'm not a fan.
I've never heard her say anything about Gilmore
Okay.
Girls, so
I have not watched it. I don't
she
think
could be the
Shannon.
biggest fan, and our marriage is just a sham. I don't know.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, that was a Cthulhu Deadpool for whatever reason.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm with Evelyn. I like the pirate. I like the pirate because he had a little parrot, and I'm wondering if the parrot also has like the Deadpool mask. That'd be
oh, good. Yeah. I feel like this could be like Plants vs Zombies, but it's not. It's Florida.
Yeah, so they're actually coming out with it's like all these companies are coming out with these characters. Like I saw Lego is coming out with these as well. So
yeah.
I guess
everyone
like
loves little plants with eyes and stuff. Okay. I'd rather have the OG like Plants vs Zombies pops myself, but I had to choose any. And then I think this is the last one I have for tonight. A bunch of Power Rangers being released or re-released again. We're seeing all new molds. We're seeing a new Funko Shop exclusive Green Ranger. We're seeing the Ooze himself there. So a bunch of, I guess they're all different, a little different molds than some of the OG ones. I mean, some of them look very similar, but the Green Ranger looks the most different to me. But I was never a big Power Ranger fan growing up. My brother was probably that Power Ranger fan. My age group was like beyond Power Rangers when it kind of came out. Did you watch Power Rangers at all?
We were not allowed, unfortunately.
Okay, so
it's too violent. I don't know, but no, yeah. I saw Power Rangers a little bit as an adult, obviously, but not really as a kid. Jason says I need to be studying what Joanna likes right now on our time off. I know what Joanna likes.
So that was it. That's all the slides that took us through the day.
Nice.
Like a lot of kind of unique stuff coming out, which is kind of cool too. We're seeing a lot of new molds. We're seeing stuff we haven't seen before a little bit, and then a little bit of repeat, just different molds as well too. So right now, I think that's kind of typical in the Funko world, you know, like that's what we kind of get. You know, we get like some stuff that's redone, which hasn't been done in a while, and then we get some brand new things and new licenses that we haven't seen at all. So I guess that works for everyone, right? Like people.
Some people don't want to buy the older stuff. They'd rather just buy the newer stuff, even when some of the older stuff is pretty affordable. But some people it's just easier. I found like some people would rather just buy it from the company. They'll like buy whatever is available. They don't like buying things from other people. So
yeah, or maybe the new mold looks better than the old mold too. Like there's plenty of pops I can think of. Like man, those old Avengers pops, you know, they're cool, they're great, they have a classic look, but the molds compared to like some of the newer molds don't compare, you know, kind of idea.
So Jason says there's a new Lego Hot Wheels sets. So it's not Lego actually, it's Mattel. Mattel Brick Shop. So they just revealed their first wave of brick built vehicles, and it's very good. I will say this: the cars themselves actually look pretty good. I might pick up one or two of them just to see how the building process is. But the biggest thing, so there's like a big pro and a big con to it. The big pro is that competition is always good. And obviously, like, or maybe not obvious, but their vehicles are going to be much cheaper than like your standard Lego vehicle. So like an Icon set or one of the big, one of the big supercars or something that Lego has come out with, a big brick-filled vehicle. The con of it, though, that I've seen people have been saying is that unlike Lego, where you can take the pieces apart of anything, it's all part of the Lego system. So even a giant car, a building, whatever you grab from Lego, a mech, a brickhead, a speed champion set, the pieces are all part of the same system. So you can literally take anything apart and you can build it into something else. The biggest con that I've seen with the Mattel Brick Shop vehicles that they've released so far is if you take it apart, you can't really build it into something else. Like the pieces and the parts are specifically molded for that set.
Meant for build. It's a model then.
Yes, it's more of a model. It's not part of a bigger system. So you might be able to take some of the wheels off and like put the wheels on different sets. But it's separate from Lego, which is, I know, confusing, but Lego does actually have some pretty good competition now, which hopefully will force them to drive down prices, since a lot of people are frustrated with how expensive Lego is right now. So. But the new Lego Baby Spaceman GWP, that thing is so good. I made an order last night, so I got one of those on the way.
Ooh, what did you order? That's the question.
I ordered, actually, speaking of Jason throwing me on the bus, I did order a set for Joanna because I just bought myself a bunch of sets for May the 4th. So I did buy a set from Joanna's wish list.
Okay.
I'm not going to, she might be watching, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, there's some good sets out there. There's some good ones right now going on. There's a couple new ones that I've looked at beyond the May the 4th stuff that came out. So there's some fun ones. I think Shannon's most excited about is the book nooks that have been coming out.
Yeah, those are good. Those are fun little sets.
She's been really excited about the book nooks. And of course, we do have, like you mentioned, Krusty Burger.
Yep.
Right around the corner there. I think that'll get a lot of excitement but the book nooks are definitely, I think that's going to be a whole new thing for them for a while. Kind of like the add to the flower line like they've been doing and everything else. I think the book nooks is another line they'll just continue to like dole out different genres for a while.
Yeah, the blue shell is pretty cool too. That's an insider's reward right now. I pulled up a picture of the Krusty Burger if we want to take a look at it really quick.
Yeah, pull it up.
So this is going to be releasing on June 1st. What they say, 1,635 pieces, and you get a couple minifigs that have never been done before. So
nice.
Yeah, I saw that, Randy. So so Lego's building a big plant in Virginia, and that's going to be one of their solutions to getting around the tariffs. Although they've been
building it for a while.
They were planning on building it long before the tariff situation and all that nonsense. But one of I watched an interview the other day with, it was just sound. It wasn't a video, but they had a phone call with the CEO of Lego, and he said that they have been able to get around all the extra fees and everything imposed by the US government because they have most of their manufacturing done in Mexico for all the sets coming into the US. So that's good. But at the same token, they are also raising prices across the board by like 10 to 15%, separate from everything going on with the US economy. So they are just simply raising prices this summer on a lot of sets because of their costs going up, which
I think that's what we saw with Funko. Like everyone's doing that across the board before the tariffs were even announced and those kind of things. So a lot of them had planned.
I think that's why having the competition from the other third-party building construction companies is going to help either, force Lego to have a lot more of their stuff go on sale more frequently or bring the prices back down. And having this plant in Virginia, I think, is also going to help stabilize pricing as well.
And I think, in general, like a lot of companies, it's hard to forecast a lot of things right now, too, for companies moving forward a little bit. But it'll be interesting. There's some cool.
I think this is going to be a sleeper set. I'm so excited for this set. So they're coming out with a little prize machine, and you're going to be able to twist the knob basically like if you guys remember putting in like a quarter and you get the gumball at like the movie theater or something. So that's basically what it's going to be. But there's going to be 2 new colored astronauts coming in this set, and there's going to be 2 new castle factions coming in this set as well. So I'm really hyped for this one. This is a big one for me.
So this was my idea. I want to draw up for next year for a competition when they do the chomp competition for the year.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to do, because they have the gumball chomp, and I was thinking it'd be cool to have little tiny chomps in little capsules inside a big chomp machine.
Oh yeah.
And then you have the little chomps inside. So that's like the prize machine idea kind of thing. I was thinking since they already did the gumball, they could figure it out.
I didn't get enough gift cards from work to get the Bugle, and now I'm just waiting for it to go a little cheaper. Black Friday, I think the Daily Bugle will go on sale right before it retires. So that might be your chance, Colin. But yeah, I'm really excited for this set. And then the other big city set that's coming out, I think it's somewhere on here. Oh, this is what the Spaceman looks like.
You know what? It was a lot smaller than I thought when I actually saw it next to some, like I had it next to like on a desk or something. I was like, oh, it is like tiny. It's not.
Yeah, it's not full scale. I mean, it's literally like the baby version, but I have a feeling that they're going to be coming out with a regular upscaled Spaceman minifig set as a regular set.
Yeah.
Like not as a GWP, which is, I think it's going to force this one. I think this is going to be $100. Easy. Yeah. It's already selling for like $60 to $70 right now. I think it's going to be $100 set when they do inevitably come out with a larger Spaceman GWP or Spaceman minifig.
So if you see any sets you like, it's time to get them. Now, does it works also on pre-order sets? So if you pre-order,
for this one they excluded pre-orders on this one for whatever reason. So yeah,
because there's a lot of pre-orders out right now, like a ton of pre-orders out. I think all the good exclusives are pre-orders right now.
Yeah. Okay. So there's an epic city wave. I love the city sets. There's an epic city wave coming out this summer. This set, the Arctic Train. Oh, I am so amped up for this. So they're doing something with this train set that they haven't done in a while, where they're actually giving you enough track to make like a full circle. A lot of the train sets in the past, they only give you a few pieces of track or like 2 pieces of track. So, and you can motorize it. There's other little minifigs. There's going to be Arctic wolves in this set as well. So I cannot wait to get this. I want to incorporate it into our future city. I'm so hyped. I love all the Arctic sets. So
cool.
But anyway, that's my little Lego.
I don't think I've gotten any of the Arctic sets before, but that's not really what I've been collecting. I think overall.
I have issues.
How about the what do you think of the little Pixar set?
The Pixar lamp?
Yeah.
It's okay. I haven't talked to Joanna about that set yet because I'm not a big fan of it, but that could be one that she really likes because sometimes we have different tastes when it comes to Lego. But it's cute. It's not like something that I need to have.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more focused towards like vehicles. That's usually
I do like it has a lot of movement ability to it, so it's kind of cool that the lamp you can actually adjust a little bit and stuff like that. So
yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Dave's really big into trains. Yeah, worked in rail for 35 years. That's crazy.
I think that's we've talked about a lot tonight. Great having everyone out on a Thursday night. But you know what, John? What's coming up this week? What's going on? Now you guys have kind of like took a breath, right?
Oh God, it feels so good. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support for our May 4th stuff. Like, thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's been really nice just getting a breath and just cleaning up the house and the garage and not have to worry about, prepping for the next show. I mean, we're gonna, get back into the grind and the swing of things. But coming up for us, we should have a battle video out on Saturday, and I got some other big stuff in the works for next week. But just more videos and trying to focus more on content again. Whereas the last 6, 8, 10 months, we've just been focusing on selling, and then content was like kind of second or third. So now I want to bring content back to the priority, and then have selling and everything else we need to do be secondary to help support the content, instead of like, the content supporting the selling, if that makes sense. Because we want to make good videos. Obviously we need to make a little money to keep things flowing, but our purpose is I'm not trying to start a business so I can make as much money as I can. I want to keep building the channel and bringing in new audiences and creating cool videos. So
yeah, and I agree. It's nice to kind of take a breath. I mean, we kind of changed our auction format to like every other week instead of every week. So it's been kind of nice to have a little more of a breath. But we do have something. Whatnot Con is going on starting today, I guess it started. But we're having one on Friday night. I don't know who else is on Friday night with me, but I didn't see like a ton of people. Like, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of like the people we know featured, which is kind of weird. Like usually we hear about some of the stuff. So, but I'm having a show anyways, and I figured I'd do it why Whatnot Con is, because maybe some new people will pop in and find us as well too if they're promoting stuff out there. But Friday night, 9:30 p.m. we'll have a bunch of great pops and stuff like that. I don't think and we're doing our theme at the end of the month. So this one,
nice.
A lot of stuff we have loaded. So if you want to check our Buy It Now, we probably have over almost like 150 things loaded and Buy It Now alone. So if you want to check Buy It Now, there's a lot of stuff, some stuff left over from our Freddy show, our Star Wars show, like other things that have been left, and I kind of moved everything into there too. So it's a great place to check some stuff out if you want to see it in person tomorrow night. If you want to just come hang out with Shannon and I for a while, we'll have some other stuff too that's not in there that we're going to be putting in tomorrow as well for auction and stuff like that, in addition to anything there. But please come hang out with us, have some fun. Like I said, we're just trying to do shows every other week, but I do have to pay for a roof this weekend. So
yeah, I literally can feel for you there.
So we'll be doing that. And then next week, on Saturday, we do have a soda battle video with the mystery sodas we have from Funko Shop. So we battle out who can get the most chases. Some fun stuff with those. And then next week, we should have a mystery box video. I don't know what else. And I think I have some designer toy stuff to open and things like that we haven't opened in a while that we might do as well. But yeah. And next week is my birthday. So
hey, nice.
Having some fun. Hopefully with my birthday. I decided to take off work that day.
As you should.
Take off work that day, and then a long weekend for everyone next weekend. So Memorial Day is right around the corner for everyone. But we should be back on Vince's channel next week. So we'll be back with them. And then I know they have their charity show. They've kind of moved around. So just promoting that. Just make sure go over to Whatnot and bookmark their show if you haven't done that, because they're doing the Ronald McDonald House coming up. I want to say, what's the date now? June.
I lost track. I know they pushed
they had to move it because of other things going on and a wedding and some other craziness that has come up. But I was going to look up their show just to give everyone, if you haven't went over there, to bookmark it. But the Poppin Duo there, I know for sure they have a ton of great stuff. If anyone's in here that has sent stuff over to them, that's awesome, amazing.
They still have it for May 30th.
Oh, they still have it for May 30th. Okay.
I
know they were talking about changing it.
They were pushing it back.
I think the next week, right? The first weekend.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll make plenty of updates and let everybody know.
But bookmark the show that's on May 30th, and it'll move to June.
It's confusing because the show also says on the thumbnail that it's May 24th. So
yeah,
family happens,
a lot. Life happens, stuff goes on. But I know it's always one of their big things as well for the year. So please go over and bookmark that, and I'm sure they'll have some great mystery box battles and mystery box opening coming up as well for you this week. So but other than that, I think that's it. Anything else? Anything good? I think that's everything. So we'll see you again next week. Same bat channel, different bat channel because it'll be Vince's bat channel. Same bat time though. So we'll see you next time, everyone. Hopefully you have a good one. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you.